Hi, it's Bob Blackman, MP for Harrow East. Over the summer we've had, for the first 2 weeks of August, we had 50 work experience students working with me and with my team, surveying the views of Harrow residents, particularly obviously on local issues that concern them. We got over 1,000 door-to-door surveys completed with face-to-face interviews. The number one issue, of course, was opposing Mayor Sadiq Khan's unnecessary and unwanted expansion of the ULEZ scheme. So there, 75% of people object to the scheme and want him to withdraw the scheme completely, and obviously it affects everyone in their houses. This affects people that, of course, are working shifts, pensioners who can't afford to buy a new car, and the low paid, as well as the single traders that depend on their vans to be able to get to work and carry the tools that they need in order to carry that work out. Clearly this is a big issue that the Mayor is not listening to at a time when the cost of living is a particular problem. Equally, of course, we've had the challenge of the unnecessary and unwanted fly tipping that takes place on the streets. That's still a big issue in Harrow. I'm delighted that the council is taking action on this. The collection of fly tipping has dramatically improved. The introduction of the bulky waste collection has improved things so that we're not seeing those sort of items placed on the streets anymore because they don't need to be. Equally, making sure that the streets are kept clean is a vital aspect of what Harrow Council needs to do. And of course, the introduction of the 1 hour free parking, which was promised by the Conservatives when we were campaigning in the local election, has been delivered and is extremely popular amongst Harrow residents. I think that's helped to revitalise our shops and make sure that people can shop, can find somewhere to park and go about their business. The clear thing here is we've got to understand that people need their cars to go about their normal lives, and having wars on the motorist don't help one iota. We all want to clean up the air, we all want to make sure that people use appropriate transport, but the reality is we shouldn't be pressing down against those poor individuals who have no choice but to use their vehicles to go about their law-abiding business. So my thanks to the 50 students and my staff as well, who did a magnificent job in getting that work done, and we are busy responding to all those door-to-door surveys and indeed all the other surveys that have come in, listening to what people have to say and then taking action on them to make sure that both the council and the government take heed of what local residents want. So thank you to all those of you that have replied to one of my surveys. If you haven't done so, there's always an opportunity to give me feedback and tell me what things we should be concentrating on, what things we should be campaigning on. And the latest issue, of course, we are campaigning is against the unwanted Edgware Towers. That's not actually in our constituency, not in Harrow, it's in the neighbouring borough of Barnet, but is a vitally important project. This would be 4,000 flats built in a very tight area, 29 stories in one building, 15 blocks of more than 20 stories, 29 blocks of multi-storey high-density housing completely in this project. It's overwhelming the area. If it happens, there'll be no parking for residents. It will cause immense construction problems, destroy the shopping area of Edgware, and indeed be an imposition on the local residents literally for 10 years while construction goes on. So the answer is we're not against having new housing. What we are against is high density, very high stories of blocks of flats. They should be no more than 6 stories high as per the London plan and as per suburbia. So that is why we're campaigning on this, and we're trying to make our voice heard both to Barnet Council, to the Mayor of London, and if necessary to Michael Gove as Secretary of State.